Alright folks, welcome back to Delboy's Garage. Tonight we've got a little job on. Got to fix some badges on Missy Pit Stops Harley. Now what happened, we did this bike makeover. If you look at her channel, she's just done a little makeover, also a little sort of show round of it, and I think you've seen it in the garage before anyway. But we kind of did this 50 Staley over last winter. This is a kind of replica of 58 Duoglides. If you just Google 58 Duoglide, you get the big twin tanks kind of panhead thing going on. And I just kind of like the styling because it follows this arch here, follows the arch of the tank. I just thought it was cool, and she likes it as well. It's kind of Harley aqua green. It's a proper Harley colour, 58 colour, and it was done by a friend of mine, very special friend of mine, Jerry at Hard Rocks Bike Paint. He's not on YouTube, but he's just busy in the paint shop. He's one of those guys who doesn't bother with videos because he's busy running his business. And the paintwork is stunning. It's absolutely top class. There's about 15 coats of paint on this. These are hand laid on pin lines and you cannot feel them. They're literally, you couldn't tell that they're there. Stunning paint job. Now, Monkey Boy here, when I screwed these badges on, I cracked them, and there's a reason why. I'm obviously not that stupid, but you know, they are. If we look here, because they're designed for the big twin tanks which have a flatter area, and underneath here they have a stick-on steel disc which has a 3M sticky back that you stick on, and then you screw these via these screws to the metal backing. But obviously the Sportster tank, they're not designed to go on here, so you get a big gap there and a big gap at the front, and they touch at the top and bottom. But the only way that I could get the sticky back to stick was to kind of bend it like a bit of a dish, so that when I put it on the tank it went on flush and didn't end up kind of like this, only sticking a little bit in the centre, which would have been rubbish because they'd have just fell off altogether. So bit of a compromise really. The screws weren't really long enough. They only sort of they're only literally about 1/4 inch long, little countersunk screws, and as gently as I put them in, there was still a little bit of stress on that badge, and I mean a little bit. You know, 2 fingers on the screw is all it took, and as you can see, they've just cracked. And as it's been vibrating and the bike's been ridden, they've got worse and worse. And I just wondered why. I thought this was pretty pants really. And we got these from a company called, I'm not going to say their name because it's kind of wrong really, because they're a bunch of absolute muppet monkeys. They sold me these as Harley parts in one of these Harley parts blister packs. And when they came, I thought they were the real thing. We screwed them on. Thought they were genuine Harley. They were sold to me as genuine Harley. Bought them on eBay. They were the only pair in existence in the entire planet, because there were none on Harley's system in the UK, and Harley UK parts, if you talk, they're all on a computer, so they can tell you what dealership in the country's got a part if it's rare, and not one pair of these were listed in the country, in the whole of the UK, except at Gate 20 Harley Davidson, and at that moment they just gone bankrupt and shut their doors, so I couldn't get at them. And incidentally, that is them. So I bought these from these guys in the States, and they were the only pair I could find, and they're counterfeit. These are fakes. They're just crap. I thought they were the right ones until I saw these, and I got these from a Harley dealer in person. The said Harley dealer is now open back up for business. They've got a new people in charge, and these are the genuine article. They're thicker, they're beefier, the plastic is a little bit softer. These Chinese copies, and they are shit. And I'm angry, I'm annoyed that I put my faith in a company in the States that purported themselves to sell Harley parts, but they don't. They sell counterfeit junk, and I was mugged in. £38 in all with postage, and they just cracked. Tried to go through eBay and they said they can't help me. I tried to go through Harley and they said, haha, basically tough, you didn't buy it from us. So there you go, I got stung, and that's not often for me. I'm usually pretty shrewd. So they're coming off because they're crap, and they're going to get thrown in the bin, and they're going to get put on. But going to make a slight modification to them, because if I can get one out of the packaging with more hand, here we go. Now that's what they're like on the back. That's correct. That's how they are. The ducking kit, which is the little metal plate that sticks on, that's staying because that's perfectly fine. And that I did buy from a Harley dealer. I just got the plasticky bit from these monkeys in in America. So this badge is the correct thing. Look at that. Fake, real, real, fake. Apart from being spelt wrong, you couldn't tell. They're both identical in every way. And buyer beware, watch what you're buying. Anyway, I'm going to file a curve in the top and in the bottom to allow for this curvature of the tank here and here, and hopefully this will then lay flatter against the tank. I've kind of put mastic in the back to stop the water getting in and then killing the sticky pad. So waffle, that's about enough. They're going to place in them, but I'm not just going to screw them on. I'm going to kind of file these back and make them fit a bit better. So that's the task for this evening. Take these off, put some proper ones on, and hopefully get it right this time, and learn. If I can pass on one thing, if you're buying Harley parts, then buy genuine Harley parts, because the counterfeit stuff, it's going to just do this. It's just rubbish. This is made of bad quality brittle plastic. The minute you screw them on, it just split, and if you just push the split, it keeps going. They're just made out of crap. Those are made out of a proper plastic, and you can feel they're kind of slightly waxier and softer. These feel brittle, almost kind of hard, like they would break. So that's what you get for trusting a company that you don't know. Anyway, there you go. Going to rip them off. That's the task for tonight. Stick around, stay tuned, see what happens. First task is to take off the old ones. I'll be a bit careful now. Paintwork. Honestly, they are in so gently. Now, these won't come off because I filled the back of them with mastic to stop the water getting in, and that's going to have stuck them on. I Loctited them in, but obviously not tight. Just put thread lock on them so they don't come out, because they are literally just that long. That is it. They could do really with being probably another couple of mil longer, but here you go. There's one. Okay, that's that one. And that's it. They really are the same as the others in every way except feel. They just feel rubbish. There you go. Get counterfeited now and again. So all we've got to do with this is just a layer of mastic, which is the standard ordinary bathroom silicone that I've put inside it to stop the water getting in around that gap. And the pad itself sticks on with like a 3M sticky back foam stuff. It should come off. Oops, comes off quite well actually. Let's get these both cleared off, make them ready. And here they are. That's pretty bad, as you can see. They're just sheared. I mean, they are brittle, and there is a warning not to do them up too tight, but these are counterfeit ones, and they are always going to have cracked. These new ones are not. They definitely feel different. As I said, they're a softer feeling plastic, and they are definitely the real thing. So, incidentally, from Harley, these were 40 quid. They're £20 each, which is just loads of money. So I'm not going to file them. I'm just going to screw them on, and the principle is to Loctite them. Just screw them on very gently. When you turn these screws over, that's all you get sticking through, a very tiny amount of screw, and it goes into, around the bright side, you go on the bright side, you get this little sheet metal thing with a piece of thread in it, and it screws in through there. But that's all the protrusion you get, because obviously you don't want that subsequently then screwing into the tank and kind of grinding its way into the metal. So you've only got about 4 mil under there, 3 or 4 mil. So that's about right. And I'm going to put some thread lock on those, so they're also tight in there. They don't come out. They're kind of snug in the holes, so they shouldn't come out. I'm just going to do them up really gently, like number plate screws. No pressure at all. I'm not breaking a second set. So let's get them set up. Got a little bit of thread lock, and I'm going to get them treated and screwed in. This is how it goes. Okay, let's get that one screwed on. really is the gentlest of pressure on these. Just about as gently as you can. That's it. All I'm going to do is screw those in until the in and out movement of the badge stops. There is a bit of flex in it, I can feel it, but that's it. That is it. They're not going in any more than that. That's done. And I'll show you in a minute a way that we seal them. I'm just going to back them off a bit actually. So that's in and out movement going on. Quarter turn, a bit less, quarter turn more, and that's stopped. That's it. Absolutely no pressure on the plastic. Even though these are not meant to break, the warning is still, you get your dealer, they'll always give you the same warning. Don't screw them up tight. Okay, let's do the other one. Let's see how that goes. So. Okay. Fred lock, baby. Again, same old principle. Do them up. Gently as you can. I know why they do it this way. All it would take is a steel sleeve, a little tiny steel sleeve inside there, and it would shoulder against it and it wouldn't pinch on the plastic. But hey, that's common sense and that would never do. You know, Harley. Just screwing it in until the movement stops. And no more. Let's take that one out. And the annoying thing is that you've only got probably, I reckon, 1 or 2 threads holding that. That's it. But that's the design. I can't find any screws longer than this. I reckon they need to be about probably another 3mm long, if that. And that would be much better. But they're thread locked in and they will not come undone. They're also kind of wedged in these holes. These little holes they sit in, the screws fit in them snugly. So they shouldn't rotate their way out. And I've got another little trick which holds it in. There's movement there, side to side. It's held there and it's held top and bottom, so it will rotate that way, and that's fine because it indicates it's not too tight. And that's the same for the other side. Okay, the old mastic, bit of damp kitchen paper just to wipe off any excess. And this stuff, if it goes everywhere or if it gets on anything, it doesn't hurt, because you just wipe it off. Just going to pump that in. And this will just seal it so the water doesn't go in, because that metal plate in there is held on by, like I said, a 3M sticky foam pad, which I think we all know and love. It's pumping quite a bit in there. It's all sort of feeling its way in. That's it. That's touching top and bottom as it touches, but it's going to squeeze that in there. All it is. And that, as you can see, if you look in under there, that just seals absolutely beautifully. And when that dries, it stops the water getting in and it holds the badges still. And it also acts as a glue. It seals them. Just going to run it around the other side, in the top. Just dwell on it for a sec. Feed a bit of it in the back, pump it up, pad it out on the back. And if this stuff gets on the paintwork, it's great, it just rubs off like it does on your bathroom tiles. Okay. Any little bits of residue will dry like a rubber. This is on the tank now. Just let it dry. Doesn't hurt. You don't have to worry about it. It's not corrosive in any way to the paintwork. And it will make sure the badges stay where they are. See, already they don't move now. They're cushioned on that rubber pad. I reckon 24 hours that stuff will dry. That's all it takes. Just case checking all round. Haven't missed any little gaps. You can see down this back edge. It's all in there. Okay, same old scenario. To the other side. Just back and forth motion, pointing it in the gap, letting it feed in behind the badge. Kind of fill it up a bit beautifully. Out. Wipe off the access. Right from underneath. Try and do it in one motion. Quite a bit there. This is also a mode of pushing it in. It helps shoving it in the gap. You can buy this stuff in any colour, as I'm sure you know. Any plumbing supplies, DIY shop, surplus store, whatever. All sell this stuff. Okay, let's push a bit of it in. I'm just going to give that one more circle all around. Get as much in there as I can. Hold them nice and still. It's a bit messy, as you can see, but it just wipes off, and any don't get off, any residue, it dries out like a rubber, literally like soft rubber. It just wipes off with your fingers, or roll it off once it's dried out in about 24 hours, and your badges won't leak. Just got that right. And there you go. Pretty much it. Need a fresh bit of paper, really. And there we go. Job done. Wipe all the excess off that you can get now, and then in the morning any little tiny bits, that little smears, they'll just roll off like that, like rubber, and disappear. It's not sticky once it's dried. And there we are. Clean, fresh badge. It still moves at the moment, but a lot less than it did a minute ago, because it's padded out by this stuff, and when this stuff sets it will have a little bit of jiggly movement. It'll have absorption, so the vibrations of the motor won't crack it, and these are screwed in, they're not even finger tight, so that's going to stay there. Of course, this stuff I've just put in, it's dead sticky, it holds real fast, so that'll hold them on even without the screws. And the other side, let's get this to wipe off. Joys of working at night in your garage. So there we go, 2 new badges. And whatever badges you put on, even if they're the metal ones, it doesn't hurt really when you get this metal sticky back pad on the back that holds the badge on. It doesn't matter if you still use the mastic idea, because it keeps the water out the back, which stops the foam from getting affected. So that keeps the badges in place, hopefully forever. And they are nice and softly screwed in, but with a little bit of Loctite that just stops them from moving. So they'll stay there now. Those badges are going nowhere. That's it. That's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in and watching Delboy's Garage. See ya next time.